All right. I think I'm live. Well, if you were bored enough to check this out tonight, thanks. I really just need to force myself to get my mind off of work and mind off of the world, so I'm going to play some games. And what more fun than live streaming them, because that's super exciting to watch other people play stuff. But honestly, for me, that was because I used to watch my brothers play games all the time. So we're going to do this. So tonight I'm going to play Out of the Park Baseball, but you yourself might be more interested in other things I play later on. Right now, some of the ones I'm planning on playing through would be Civilization 5 and... what was the other one? My memory is breaking. Out of the Park Baseball, Civ 5. Oh, and Kerbal Space Program, which is my favorite. Not an expert in any of them. I just enjoy them, like fuddling around. But Out of the Park Baseball, I think I'm going to lean on quite a bit because we have no baseball season, and that makes me sad. So this will give me some kind of baseball, and that's better than no baseball, I'd say. So let's begin. Got my Chromebook sitting over here to monitor the chat if anybody is chatty. So anyways, this is Out of the Park Baseball 20. They actually just came out with Out of the Park Baseball 21, and it sounds like it has some great new features, so I'll be considering that. But I'm going to stick with this one for right now. But any of the versions are great, and they do an amazing job if you are needing to simulate some baseball. So what Out of the Park Baseball is, if you've never played it, is it's a simulation game. You don't actually play baseball like the show where you actually are playing the game, swinging the bat, all that good stuff. This is everything up to that point. It's everything else. Managing a team, managing salaries, managing your minor leagues, managing the games. What do you want your pitcher to do? When do you switch pitchers? All of those kinds of things. And that, to me, is so fascinating, that other aspect of baseball than playing. So we'll get in here. We'll start a new game, and we'll kind of see where it goes. I think once we get into next week, I might do some live streaming, just following the baseball season that should have been, and doing a game a day or something like that until we finally get to leave the house. So that's what we're looking at. It's like having Josh in the same room. That's right, Jason, that's right. All right, so we are going to do a new standard game. Now, you have an option to do a new standard game that's going to start you in this version in 2019. You can do a historical game, so you can play with teams from any year. So if you're like, dang it, those 2011 Brewers, they should have won the World Series. Well, go back in there and see if you can make it happen. So that's an awesome feature. Fun note, my dad always likes to tell the story how he played for the Astros in 1983. So I said, okay, well, let's see what happens if you hadn't left the Astros to start a family. Let's see how your career would have played out. And so I have his full career now if he would have been on the Astros in 1983. And then he can do a custom game. So some people do amazing custom games. Like there's one I was reading about on Reddit where they did one team in every state, and they set up a league that way, and just a fun little, like, what if baseball looked like that. So I'm going to do a new standard game. We'll go in there. I am not going to enable challenge mode. You can, but there's, like, achievements and things you can get. I'm just here for fun. I'm not here to achieve anything. And then you can actually have multiple leagues. So, I mean, they have everything in here. Australian baseball, honkball, Hof de Klasse. I think that's the Denmark or Netherlands, maybe. Korean baseball, Chinese baseball, all that stuff. Live start will begin the game today up to now. Now, last time I tried this back in the fall when I first got it, it actually live started me up to the first playoff game, which surprisingly had Christian Yelich available for him, so that was kind of cool. So I'm going to just leave all those unchecked. I don't need those. But then I'm going to just title this. I'll go ahead and start game. So then it has to do some loading up. There's always fun little quotes that it has on the top bar, like replace Take Me Out to the Ball Game with 50 Cent's What's Up Gangsta. David Letterman from Ways to Make the All-Star Game More Exciting. There's lots of funny quotes. I find them funny. All right, so they have to go through and assign all of these IDs. So that'll take some time. I was thinking about doing it beforehand, but I just got done eating. So this is what happened. I'm actually set up in our spare bedroom on top of our game cabinet. So all of our games hanging out down here. Lots of board games. And then my setup with the laptop and the Yeti mic. So it's kind of a nice space in the corner, and you probably can't even hear the cat meowing outside the door, so that's good. So I'm not really sure where I learned about this game the first time, but I feel like it was on Twitter. Some people just referencing different things. And then it was on sale on Halloween, and I just pounced and fell in love and got to manage the Brewers like I always wanted to. Took them to the World Series. It was a good what-if simulation that was really fun to do. Oh, Hattie is into me being on the TV. Well, that is awesome. Well, hello, Hattie. I'm sure Landon is there, too. Must be fun being home all the time, right? I feel like it's going to get old quickly. Thus, we'll do silly things like live stream ourselves playing games and loading games, because that's super fun. I really should have done this before. Jason wants me to tell some good high school baseball stories. Do I have any good high school baseball stories? We were pretty bad. I once got thrown at in a game, like deliberately, which was interesting. I wasn't the most accurate pitcher, and I think there was one game my dad noted that I hit the same player on the other team 3 times. I don't really remember who the players were on the other team. I was just trying to get them out. Clearly failed with that particular player. But there was one game where I did end up hitting a guy, and it was in the Summer American Legion League. And then, my next time up, that ball came right at me. And I was one of our only base runners that game, so I guess that was good. I threw a 2-hit shutout. So that was exciting. In fact, that game, the first batter of the game hit a double. I remember that. It was like, oh great, here we go again. And then just from there, everything just kind of clicked. And we actually scored runs for a change, so that was good. We didn't do a lot of that. And we won, and it was fun. And I got a steak dinner out of it because that was something my parents made a deal with me for. So I like that. Claire? Yes, Brian. If we take over the Red Sox, or if we do commissioner mode, we can cut players. So maybe I'll jump into commissioner mode, and for Claire, I will get rid of Benintendi, and we will clear him. And in this situation, with this live start, I bet that we'll still have Mookie Betts on the Red Sox. So you can pretend that he never left. I don't know, Melissa, I don't know if I have any great puns. I am currently working on a song parody. So I realized that COVID-19 sounds a lot like Come On Eileen. So like COVID-19, oh, I swear that might mean at this moment, shut down everything. That's as far as I got. So we'll keep working on that. I did not realize that this was going to take that long. I probably should have loaded up something else. It's been a while since I've played. It's been an absolute whirlwind for the past probably week and a day, trying to get things set for us to deliver school online. But I think we're in a good place for that, so I feel a little rested. Would love to take a trip somewhere, but that's not going to happen for a while. In case you're wondering, and I know you're not, but you might be, I'm using something called OBS to run this feed, and it's a pretty good little system. It's probably not the best one out there, but it's free. And and it works really well. We actually use this for TEDx, and right now I have it pulling from the Yeti and the IPVO camera for the sound and the visual, and then I have it doing a screen share, and then I can manipulate on the screen here how big I want those boxes. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it that way. I kind of shrank the other one and put me there so that I wasn't covering up any part of the screen. If you don't want to see me, I can hide in the future. But you can do all these little transitions and cuts. So I can do, what do I have as options? I can do a fade, and then I can do a fade, and those are my quick transitions. So then I can like move myself and transition, and then I'm somewhere else. And then you can add all these scenes at the bottom, so you can have like different slides and pictures in there, and like flip cameras. It's really neat. If you can do any live streaming, this is the tool I would recommend for that. I got a feeling that the TP is already sold out. Yeah, that's the craziest thing. We actually weirdly stockpile on a bunch of things, and we had a bunch of toilet paper we bought from Costco when we weren't going to renew our membership, and the prices are so good there. And we did that way back in the late fall. So we're stocked on toilet paper. Maybe I shouldn't say that. People are going to, roving bands of gangsters are going to come and go steal it from us. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. They run on toilet paper. I'll never understand that. All right. So probably tomorrow I'll jump into Civilization 5 to try something else out. That's a game that is very easy to see the hours just kind of disappear in. And so that'll be fun to check out. It's kind of building up your civilization from 4,000 BC into the future, and trying to either defeat everybody through military strength or your culture or science. So that's a good one. And then Kerbal, of course, building rockets and flying out to space. Yes, Ben, we can, of course, do sports talk. There's no sports going on, but we could do sports talk about sports that happened and sports we'd like to happen. We probably shouldn't talk about Tom Brady, though. I don't know that I'll be able to like totally process that for a little while yet. There's too much else going on. But once the fall gets here, and then I pay attention again, I'm like, oh, crap. That's right, we don't have Tom anymore. And then I realize he's 43, and then I'm like, I think it's going to be okay. Like, he's okay. Like, I don't think we'll have a better quarterback than Tom, but maybe this will help us kind of get there. Mm-hmm. So it should be interesting to see how we both function working from home. We're going to have to like strategically use the placements. This is one of the guest bedrooms, so Rebecca's kind of set up shop back over here. So then I usually have my system and stuff set up in the kitchen. But right now is not a great time to be out there because like it's also where the couch is and the TV is. So I went and holed up in here. But this is pretty nice. Top of the bookshelf. Canned mushrooms and Brussels sprouts. No, we are stocked up on chicken broth. That is one thing that we have quite a bit of. We are stocked up on that, so we're in good shape there. We have a lot of kielbasa and Parmesan cheese and heavy whipping cream. So those are like the non-negotiables. We also have Amazon shipping us regularly crunch berries, and what was the other thing? Oh, cat litter. No, there was no more food that was coming. But we're pretty good on cereal there. All right, we're 54% done. That's great. I'm very close to just like stopping this process and starting a new one because this is going to take forever. And I don't think you joined to listen to me talk. I do a lot of tutorial making in my job, and I feel like this is the point where I'd be like, oh, I probably need to stop the tutorial and just start it over, because now I'm just rambling on and on about stuff. Oh, Brian, you're making the Mike Huckabee joke. Don't do that. Never go full Mike Huckabee. All right, we are 40% to go. While we're waiting for that, there's my YouTube feed. My stream is healthy. Well, that's good to know. All right. If you need any video editing tips, and you have a PC or a Mac, I'm a big fan of DaVinci Resolve. This is the software recommendation portion of the show. So that is a really good full-fledged editor that is also free, which is awesome. So if you're looking to get into video editing during your time at home, that would be my recommendation there. Jason, we don't have any peanut butter Captain Crunch. Crunch Berries is where it's at. This is also the time I'm going to plug our other YouTube channel. Because, of course, my YouTube channel is great. But our YouTube channel is amazing. Perhaps you've heard of the great Chai Something New. Not yet, but soon. We're not going to be trying a lot of new things because all the places that would serve chai are going to be closing and you try not to go out. And that means we also aren't going to have very many adventures, but we did have 2 posted, and we've got a 3rd on the way. And it's just Rebecca and I going out and enjoying traveling and chai and making little videos about it. So that's been a fun little adventure. So if you need other things to watch, we'll have a 3rd episode at some point soon. And then that'll be it for the foreseeable future. Really excited about it about a month ago. And then everything kind of changed quickly there. All right. We are 75% of the way there. Imagine if we would have loaded all the leagues. This would have taken the majority of the evening. So I'm curious if, let's say, best case scenario, we're back to somewhat doing stuff by June. What do you think they do with the baseball season? I'm curious how they would run that, because they'd probably need to run another spring training, would be my guess, because everybody's going to have been shut down. They're going to have to ramp that whole system up again. So you think June is a spring training month, and then you start an 81 game season in July, maybe? I don't know. That would be my thinking. It's kind of sad. This could have been Ryan Braun's last year. He might not even get to play. What does that do to stuff? There's the whole service time argument. Does this year even count for service time for people? I don't know. It's something for them to figure out. And we just signed Christian Yelich as a Brewer fan to a big deal, and we're going to lose a year of that, and he's going to be a year older. It's frustrating as a fan. I get there's bigger deals to worry about, but in the baseball world, that's a big deal. Better the computer told you than the urinal. That's funny. That's a stream joke. I get it. Clever. I'm being told we're poor again, but we're almost done loading. So I think we're going to get there. I think that'll help a lot. Once this thing finally loads, we'll probably have a better stream quality. 10%. So like I said, out of the park 2021 just came out. Trying to see if that's on sale or not right now. Probably not too largely on sale. Brian, you're not funny. Okay, not funny. Too soon. It'll always be too soon from 2011. All right. You can get Out of the Park 21. It's currently $36, so it's a little steep. I actually ended up getting Out of the Park 20 on Halloween for 10. So if you wait a little bit, or if you get one of the older versions, you can probably save a little on that. All right. YouTube is telling me that it's not receiving any data. So if you notice that the thing is buffering, just let me know. I'll have to tinker with some settings in the future to get that to work a little smoother. Of course, running the live stream and then running the game is a lot for the system to take. I bought RAM to throw in here, but I need to basically take apart the whole motherboard to get to it, like the whole bottom, and disconnect the monitor, and I've been a little afraid to do that. I'm going to have much more time on my hands, so I'll be looking to do that soon, but that might help a little bit with this. I did hear Wisconsin won the simulated March Madness. Of course. The year that we'll never know. I don't think they would have won, but it also wouldn't have surprised me either if they would have, because things were pretty crazy this year. That's probably the worst part. Like, this is a crazy year with upsets in the regular season, and then we miss out on some potential epic beauties in the tournament. But safety first, so I'm not sad that they canceled it. All right, I think we are almost to the end of this long, arduous loading process that has taken pretty much all of time. I was actually planning on only streaming for half an hour, but haven't actually played anything yet, so it might be longer than that, because we haven't actually played anything. If you can't tell, not a seasoned pro at streaming myself playing stuff. I did not take notes. All right, I think we're about good to go. Oh my goodness, I swear this loading bar is driving me crazy. Like, it just keeps coming. Oh, and the whole gang is here. Awesome. All right, so who should I play? Like, what team should I manage? Like, I know I need to kick Benintendi off the Red Sox, but outside of that, like, am I taking the Brewers, or what? What do we want to do here? Do I take like a really horrible team like Miami and see what we can do with them? Like, I don't know. Oh, Badgers versus Kentucky 2015. Nice. Jason, I think you were over with us when we watched that. You were at my parents' house for that game. It's a good time. Hardwiring into the router, it would be a great idea, but then I would have to be out in the very center of the living room. So maybe as we work on the basement, we can figure out how to get some hardwired lines to different places in the house. I think we talked about that, didn't we? I'm not sure if we talked about that or not. Yeah, okay, Britta. So I bet you were so excited you spent your Friday night watching loading screens on a baseball game. That is what we've come to after 1 week of Corona quarantine. It'll get better. It'll get more exciting than this. I promise. Take the Mets. I don't know. We got 2 votes Brewers, 1 vote Mets, and 1 vote to kick Benintendi off of the Red Sox, which can be done. So it's interesting in this game, depending on what team you have, the owners are of different temperaments. So some are more lenient and kind of let you do more. Some are very strict. Mark Antanasio is kind of okay, but he's a bit high strung. The Mets, I don't know that I'd want to be the Mets. But I was leaving it open. Well, the Red Sox are in terrible shape now, but they won't be here. Now, some people will share a live start file. Like, you can import files here, which is kind of cool. So you could share a league with somebody else, and they could pull it up on their version of the game. But the live start here will just include up to the end of last year. So I don't think it'll include the Red Sox in disarray yet, sadly. But we'll see what happens when we finally get it. I know they're working on a mobile version as well. They had one a while back. It doesn't sound like it's in great shape, but I think soon. They'll be getting a mobile version. A refreshed mobile version. All right, almost there. 73%. Orioles. Oh my God. A's, Orioles. Orioles would be tough. As a matter of fact, though, in one of the current ones I'm playing, I am currently the Columbus Buckeyes, and it's 2036 or something like that. And they actually moved from Baltimore to go there. And it's a 50,000 person stadium. We can't fill 20,000 seats in there. I did get them to the World Series, but then we really struggled after that. It's hard to put a team together. They don't give me a large budget, so you got to really be smart. Moneyball comes into play quite a bit. Ooh, a Wes Helms quote. Everybody's entitled to have a bad day no matter who you are, but I don't think a bad day comes from not hustling. That can't be stood for. When you're having a bad day, you can still hustle. That Wes Helms, he understands life right there. All right. Maybe this is the last loading bar. Who knows? We might actually get to play something tonight. It's positive. It's going quickly. Oh, and we're in. Thank God. All right. In deference to Bodie McBoatface, what should we name the manager? Take any tips on what we should name the manager. I have had 3 other Josh Gauthiers. We don't need a 4th, so who we got? I'll leave all this the same. GM and manager. I'm going to check playing commissioner mode so that way I can get rid of Benintendi. And then we will choose. I don't know that I can go Orioles. That just scares me. We can start Crew, but we'll mess around with that later. Well, maybe we will go Bodie McBoatface. That's, of course, in reference to the story about how, I think it was the British Navy, made a new ship, and they put a contest or a poll online, like, what should we name this ship? And Bodie McBoatface was written in so many times that it won. Snape. Bodie McSnapeface. None of this makes any sense. Okay. So of commissioner mode, we will be the Brewers. But you don't have to start in Major League Baseball. If you wanted to, you could start all the way down in Rookie League, and you could manage Rookie League, where players are moving up and down all the time, and they're really bad. Or you could, start in Double A, something like that. So lots of options abound there. We're going to go ahead and start the game. Okay. Player salaries are not official. All right, so like I said before, the live start's kind of wonky. It winds it up to the end of the season. So right now, we've just lost in 13 innings to the Colorado Rockies, and our season is over. So then what we're looking at here is we have what's coming up next. We have some tasks here in the middle. We have goals from the owner at the bottom, team schedule on the bottom right, inbox on the right side, and then the standings on the bottom left. Too much of a delay. I didn't get the coronavirus in there. Too bad. All right, there are a couple things I like to tinker with before. We'll see if I can find them in the manager options. By default, you are in charge of everything. So you have to set your minor league lineups and all of that and the personnel. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with any of that stuff because I just want to play like major league stuff. Oh, I can change the manager name. We'll do it right here. Okay. Can I change the birth date to something more recent? There we go. I don't really know when it started, but I think sometime in December, right? There we go. Age 0. Oh, now it says Bodie virus. Oopsie. There we go. Okay. So, we'll do coronavirus. Okay. Sweet. And then you've got some exit autoplay options. That's fine. We'll leave those as is. And then the bottom right, I want to set lineups and depth charts, set pitching staff, and do the active roster, and transactions, trades. I want to draft players, set the budget, sign international amateurs, sign and fire team personnel, yes. Sign and fire minor league personnel, no. We'll let David Stearns handle that. David Stearns can handle that. He can handle minor league free agent stuff, or the minor league managers can, and he can handle the promotions and all of that. So he's going to handle that stuff for me. All right. C virus. Oh, that's hilarious. So then back on the main screen here, I can go look at my news and mail. I have two things. Here's my message from Mark Antanasio. He wants me to reach the playoffs, upgrade a shortstop, sign Mike Moustakas to an extension, increase team attendance to 40,000 a game, and reach the World Series in the next 4 seasons. So, of course, he is striking a hard bargain there. Okay? And then I was hired in Milwaukee. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete all those messages. I don't need those. I like to keep the inbox 0 as much as possible. So then we can go ahead and look at our team. So I'm going to click on the Brewers. I'm going to go down to rosters and transactions. And then I've got this screen where I can see all my players over here on the left. And then my ratings are based on my current scout. But there's also something called OSA, which rates them differently. And then I can see, all of my players and how they're doing. The fun part is that we get Christian Yelich on the active roster for the playoffs. And I believe we have Bobby Wall. And I think we have Corey Knebel. So, a little bit different story than the playoffs last year. Rika doesn't know how to calm down. She has no ounce of calm. Okay. So, that is what we have there. Our current rotation, Woodruff, Suter, Peralta, Gonzalez, and Chase Anderson. And then our lineup. You have several different lineups. The depth in this game is crazy. So you can have your lineups versus right-handed pitchers, left-handed pitchers, and then include the DH in there too. But then you can also have depth starters. So you can just automatically set, like Ben Gamel's going to start for Christian Yelich when Christian is tired. All right. So that's there. And then you get all of your stats, and there's lots of ways to look at them. So we've got lots of fun things here. Like you can see the 402 batting average on balls in play for Keston Hiura. Why many think that perhaps his production last season was unsustainable. But he was worth 2.4 wins above replacement. Orlando Arcia worth a really fun negative 2.2. Travis Shaw worth negative 1.4. Hernan Perez, sorry Danny, negative 0.7. Some awful production there. Anyway, unfortunately, there's not much we can do about Orlando Arcia right now. But we'll see how things go because we're going to have our 25-man playoff roster here soon. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the manager's office here. And then I'm going to check here. And we have Thomas Diller, who is not assigned any roster. So we're going to go to our players designated for assignment. And go back here. Yeah, there's lots of ratings on a player. I have no idea who the heck this is. So I'm just going to demote him to Class A. Bye, Tom. So there's so much stuff here. I'm not going to get too into the woods right now. I will say this: managing a 40-man roster is ridiculous, and I hate it. Let's just put that out there right there. Things like options and their ability to refuse things, just craziness. Okay. You can set your strategy, so you can do things like, do you use infield shifts? Well, of course, we're going to use infield. Let's do all times. And we're doing all times and all scores. We're going to play infield shifts regularly. Hook starting pitchers a little quicker. Hook relieves quicker. Prefer lefty-righty matchups if we can. Pinch hit for pitchers frequently. Not as frequently pinch hit for position players. Not as frequently use pinch runners. So there's lots of things that you can mess around with there. Sacrifice bunts, yeah, nah, never. Never doing that. All right. Ooh. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's play this game. So I'm going to go back to my manager's office. I'm going to click my check mark here on the right. That skips forward a day. And, there's some achievements. Christian Yelich, 30-30, batting champion. And we're going to the playoffs. Sweet. So now we have to set our playoff roster. So what you see on the front here is the waiver wire. So if you've ever heard like a guy, they picked him up off of waivers and they had to put him on waivers. Well, this is the process of pulling them off of waivers. And actually, in my time playing, there's a lot of good players you can pull off there. Look at Brett Anderson, who's current Brewer, is currently on waivers right now. However, it's the end of the year. My roster's full. Unless somebody is like a huge get, you probably leave this alone. This is likely what I end up spending the most time on is transactions and waivers and trying to make the best team possible. So you just hover over. This scouting system uses stars. So obviously 5 stars being the best, and then the lower stars, the less good they are. And then you've got the OSA scout, and then you've got your personal scout. The better your personal scout, the better the ratings are there. Of course, there's a budget for scouting. Like I said, it's crazy. But we have to set our rotation for the playoffs. So I have to go back to that rosters and transactions screen, and I have to set my playoff roster. So my playoff roster is 25 out of 25 guys. Here's my active roster, and I just kind of compare and try and make sure I have the best team possible. So right now I have Yelich, Kane, Braun, Gamel. That looks good to me. Then we have Orlando Arcia, Travis Shaw. I don't know. I think Spangenberg over Shaw is probably what I would do in this case. It's tough, but Shaw had a dismal year, so I think he is going to be off the playoff roster, and Spangenberg is going to be on the playoff roster. So we'll do that because I know he can play the infield too. Hiura, Perez. We have Tyler Austin, Eric Thames, Grandal, Pena. Those seem like good choices. And then as far as pitchers, man, how nice would it have been to have Corey Knebel last year. So Knebel, we do have Claudio sitting there. I don't know if we want him or not. Junior Guerra, Hader, Jay Jackson made the playoff list. Lyles, Pomeranz, no Supak, which is probably fine. Bobby Wall, Chase Anderson, Gonzalez, Freddie, and Brent. But did we not get Brandon Woodruff? Is Brandon Woodruff not on the playoff roster? Well, we're going to have to change that. Let's get Claudio off. And we, of course, need Brandon Woodruff. Like, why would we not have him? So we're going to have Brandon Woodruff. And I think we're about ready to go here. I think that seems like a good playoff roster. Who knows? So pitching-wise, I got to set that up. I usually only go with a 3-man rotation for the playoffs. So, of course, it's going to be Brandon Woodruff leading things off. And then I love Brent Suter way too much to not have him be a starter. And Jay Lyles. Got to do it. Jay Lyles band. And then we're just going to do that. Next starter is going to be Woodruff. And then usually I just have my bench coach. I ask him for my bullpen. I just make it easy. So I'm going to do actions, and we are going to ask the bench coach for the bullpen. And then he kind of puts people where he thinks they'd have the best role. And you can evaluate pitchers in a lot of different ways. Typically, pitchers that have 3 or more decent pitches can be good starters. A lot of the relief pitchers, like our friend Freddie, he really only has 2 good pitches, fastball and a slider. For whatever reason, they do give him a changeup on here. But we all know it's fastball Freddie in real life. So that means he can kind of be a starter, but his movement and control make it a little more difficult for him there. But this game is very high on Freddie Peralta. So we have 13 pitchers, or 12 pitchers, but I think that's good because I think we'll pinch hit a lot. So we probably want more position players to cover that. So here's what we have for a lineup right now. Kane, Hira, Yelich, Braun, Moustakas, Grandal, Thames, and Arcia. Probably a pretty fair lineup at this point. Versus left-handed pitchers, it's exactly the same. So I think we're going to go ahead and leave that. I think we're ready to fast forward. So I usually go back to the main screen, and you can see all the news here, capture the wild card, blah, 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 all that good stuff. All right, so I'm going to hit the check mark, skip forward today, and that brings us to our game against the Washington Nationals. So for most of the regular season, I just really monitor the team, and I just autoplay most days. I don't play a lot of the regular season games, but I try and play as many of the playoff games as possible. This is a 1-game playoff, so we're going to go into the game. And I think this is how we'll end the live stream. I'll play the game, we'll see the outcome, and if we go on, then maybe I can continue this thread in the future as we march towards March 26th, and then we'll actually start an actual season with the Brewers going forward and kind of see how we can remake our team for that. So we're going to go ahead and play this game. Okay, so here's our preview. I can see their lineup, and I can see my lineup and my starting pitcher. So if I wanted to tinker with that a little bit, like maybe Brandon Woodruff's bat above Arcia, I don't know. That's something that you could tinker with and do there. But that's the current lineup as we have it. And then I'm in charge of all the strategies. And then there's a couple other rules here, like use warm-up rule. That means you can't just swap guys in the bullpen in and out. You have to actually warm them up first. So you have to plan ahead a little bit with that. All right, so we are going to go ahead and start the game. Let's do this. Oh. Don't need a whole lot of volume. All right. There are some tinkers with the graphics processing. So a lot of times my strategy is just to take pitches to try and work counts. That's what I do. So that would be right there. But these are your options as a kind of in-game manager. So I can choose to say, hey, swing away. I can take a pitch. I can try and butt for a hit. And then if I wanted to play a little quicker, I can simulate the at-bat. The inning until runners in scoring position, if that's the case. I can simulate the whole half inning, or I can simulate to a certain point. And then on defense, you get a different set of choices. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the at-bat here, just try and move things along. King, ground out to shortstop. Alright, so test the hero. First time facing a shortstop. Your strike count, by strike out. Strike 3, you're out! Yes, damn. Alright, so we have that here. Strike 3. Yelich can't handle it either. So, Scherzer really most things down. I really think it happened in the actual game. So then, as a pitcher, you just do at-bat at a time, and I kind of just monitor how they infield hit. Not great. So then you can choose like what you want your defense to do. So right now they're just doing a little weak shift because this guy is a pull hitter. You could set it to double play depth. The game is still pretty loud. That's good to know. I can probably kill the volume somewhere. I'm not sure where. Oh, you know what? I can do it on OSA. Okay. Or the OBS. Okay. So we got Adam Edom on base, so we're going to do the at-bat here. Woodruff against Trey Turner. Pop up to the outfield. All right. Good job, Woodruff. Brian, that hurts. That hurts. I like Trent. I hope he's happy in San Diego. I don't want to talk about it. I had to step outside at that moment. Oh, Juan Soto scorches one into the gap. That might score a run. Nope, holds put. All right, I don't know. What should I do here? Do I put a guy on? It's too early for that. This is Rendon. I think we got to pitch around him. Would be smart, right? I think that's a foul ball. Okay. Keep up that strategy. Ball 2. Ooh, I think we got him to pop up. Is it shallow enough, though? It is. All right. 2 down. Let's get Dozier, strike him out, and get out of this. Got him. All right. Going to the second inning. All right, Brawny, let's go. I feel like Scherzer is going to strike out 15 million people this game. Ooh, that was a nice line shot, but hit it too well, I think. And Yashmani Grandal. Another one, hit too well. All right, not a great inning for the Crew. Oh no. Ugh, that was almost exactly like the hit that Zimmerman got to beat him. Let's try, speaking of Zimmerman, let's go double play. Double play depth here, and let's see what happens. A strikeout. Okay, cool. Can we be at double play depth again? Let's do that. All right. Oh, and a bunt. Ugh, never bunt. All right. Nice job, Woodruff. All right. We're through 2. I'll keep speeding this along a little bit. See how Thames does here. Oh, that is ripped. Is it deep enough, though? Might be too high. Ugh, too high. I'm going to miss Eric Thames, too. Orlando Arcia with weak contact. I'm shocked. And then it's up to Brandon Woodruff, who will likely strike out. And there it goes. All right. Come on, Brandon. We got 3-0. It's a lot wilder than I recall. Oh, geez, that one is ripped down the line. And Braun just holds on to it. And he scores on the play. Not great. Not great over here. Right, Woodruff, got to take it yourself, man. All right, let's get out of this mess. That should do the trick there. All right. So now we're down 1-0. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. So we'll keep playing her through here. Little weak pop-ups. So just in case you're wondering, the game actually simulates really well how the team plays, right? All right, so let's keep an eye on Woodruff. Here's his inning 4. He's getting a little tired. I think I'm going to want to get somebody ready because this could turn in a hurry. And it's a little early in the game, so we want a long person. So let's do Gio here. Let's get a lefty going. And I can see we have lefties at the top of the lineup. So if he struggles with these 4, then a lefty would be a good idea. As far as I know, there's no penalty for like bringing a guy up and down to get warmed up a lot of times in a row. Yeah, Corona really did rob Arcia, didn't it? This could have been it. Or not. Who knows? Wow, Woodruff straight up dealing that inning. Just need some offense. Come on, Bronny. Oh, that's down. Bloop and a blast. Who we got next? We got Moose. How many pitches do we have Scherzer at? He's at 56 pitches in the 5th inning. That's not ideal. Normally, my strategy is to take pitch after pitch after pitch, but I don't really want to bore you through that. Because that can really rack up the pitch counts. Oh my goodness, what is Moose doing? Going for the triple. Moose! Jeez. You are not fast enough for that, buddy. That is why you're not with the team anymore. That is not true. Oh, we tied it up. Grandal. Strikeout, but worked a full count. So we got his pitch count going up a little bit here. All right, tied her up. Let's see. Gio's not still up, so we should bring him back up. Just in case things get a little hairy over here. Kane right there. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's good. Well, then he immediately goes full count on the next guy. Everything evens out. Go. Nice easy play for Arcia. And 1-1 to the 6th inning. Feeling tense? Feels tense for me. I've got my heart pounding sometimes playing this game. That makes me a super geek, but all good. All right. Arcia to lead off. Arcia will strike out. Not shocked. Show so much faith in him. Okay, so this is where it's difficult to be a manager. I would say right now, with nobody on, he's dealing. I don't know that I can pull Woodruff out yet. He's pitching really well, but we do have the middle of the lineup coming, so I don't know. This is where you, the manager, what do you do? Council probably would pinch hit for him here. He'd probably bring in somebody else. So what strategy should we go with? I'm gonna wait and see if somebody pops an idea in the comments. I'm inclined to keep him in, but that's just me. keep an eye on the live feed and the chat as I'm doing this, and so hopefully there's not these like big swaths of time where nothing is happening. So now Woodruff is up that I'm watching over here. So I'm going to be getting the input. I'm leaning towards leaving him in, but let's see what you think. Woodruff is the... Well, I don't even know what that means. Woodruff is the what? Alright. Get Geo back up here. Sorry, Geo. You're going to be really mad at me. We should get a righty up, too. We're getting kind of late. Probably not a Bobby Wall. Let's get... I think I want to get Freddie up. I mean, Freddie... yeah, we'll get Freddie up. Okay. We'll do that. We're leaving Woodruff in. Okay. That's what I'm hearing out there. Here we go. Bat. Woodruff. Base hit up the middle. The at-home managers make the right choice. All right. So maybe Kane can keep it rolling. Or maybe Kane can keep it going. It's 8 strikeouts for Scherzer, but he is at 80 pitches, but he doesn't look tired at all. So now we have Keston, the legend, Hira. Can the man hit? Nope. He can strike out again. Oh, goodness. Okay. Woodruff's still looking good over there, too. So we're going to keep it rolling. Looks like that shift worked well. Good deal. Run down again. Oh, jeez. Hit him. Dozier. Ooh, this could be a tailor-made double play. F, yeah. Okay. So we're in the 7th inning. Christian Yelich leading off. I mean, he's got to do something good here, right? I imagine we want to try and get Woodruff through one more inning, and then we do like a Wall... Knable maybe for the win would be the hope. See if Yelich can knock one out here. No way. That's deep. That's back. That is gone. Christian Yelich, 408 feet for the lead. Still catching up on my Woodruff decision. Well, Brian, it's interesting you bring that up. You can do like this historical draft thing where you can have players from all sorts of eras playing at the same time. So you can have Ryan Braun along with Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, and I'm trying to think of guys from history who were shirtless Joe Jackson, although it's not proven he ever threw the games, right? That was infield dreams. Council would be disappointed, but hey, it worked out. Ish, because we got to turn over the lineup and got a Yelich leadoff home run. All right, Bronny, let's go. That's a pretty typical outcome, huh? 10 strikeouts for Scherzer. Moustakas up. Rips one down the line. The Moose is on the loose. Yeah, he better think better of that turn again. They're on third base before. Here's Monty Grandal. Oof, I should really get Drew Pomeranz ready. Well, they're all righties, though, coming up. Righties. Maybe we get Jay. Well, what about Junior Guerra? Maybe we'll get Junior Guerra up. We don't really have a lefty threat anytime soon. So, or do we leave Woodruff in until we need a lefty? In which case, Josh Hader. There we go. That's what I think. Okay, Moustakas. Do we bunt with Grandal? Probably not. Let's see what he does. Ooh, that's got a chance. It's down. All right. Oh, we got a shot here. Scherzer's getting a little tired. He's at 104 pitches, but he's not even blank yet. Eric Thames. He's gotten some good swings on it. He's gotten a great swing on it. Is it enough? It's over his head in center field. That's going to score just one run. But it's 3-1. Well, getting Hader in there soon is a good decision. And we have Patrick Corbin now. We knocked Scherzer out of the game. All right. Do we leave Arcia in or do we pinch hit something with better contact? Let's see what we have. Gamel's got a 50 contact. Ernon's 45. Oof, that's really not much better than we have with... Well, never mind. Everybody's better than Arcia. Well, let's try Ernon. Let's put Ernon in for Orlando Arcia. That'll make Danny happy. All right, let's see what happens. And it might be a sac fly for Hernan Perez. Gonna get up to 4 runs. Seems like a good choice. Okay, so now decision time. We have a runner at second, 2 outs. Brandon Woodruff, who got a hit last time, cruising, but we probably want to replace him soon. Or what? I mean, this is the stuff that makes managers stay up at night. I am not letting Hernan Perez pitch, by the way. No way. Nah, if we scored more runs, maybe. So 2 outs, runner on second. I think we want to get that run home as best as possible. Might be good to take him out. Plus, we need him ready to go sooner. So the more innings he pitches, the more time it will take for him to recover. So I think I'm going to pinch hit. In this case, we have a couple extra outfielders. And I think that's what I want to do here. So I think we'll do Gamble. In the game to replace Woodruff as a pinch hitter. Looks like we'll go maybe Peralta Hader as the next steps. Go Gamble. Oh, of course I put the lefty in. I wasn't even thinking. Okay, well, that one's on me. All right, so do we do Hader? Do we do Peralta? I'm going to do Peralta because we have so many righties up. So we're going to start with that. Okay, fastball Freddy. Here we go. We have Hader loose and ready to come in if he needs to save the day. All right, easy out there for Peralta. Zimmerman, a little dribbler. He's out there. And Cabrera. Walk. All right, Freddie, get this guy or we're going Hader. Got him with the strikeout going to the 8th inning. I think Hader time after that. I think Hader, Knebel. Oddly enough, Drew Pomeranz is terrible in this game, so I wonder what his stats are like in the 21 version. All right, so we got Corey Knebel. Hader's fresh, ready to go. Maybe we can tack on a few more runs. We are facing Strasburg, so not likely. Ascane knocks a double down the third baseline. Oh, I'm happy about that. Keston going for the golden sombrero. Good. Goodness gracious. I think he struck out 3 times. Yelich, that big home run that put us in the lead before. Strikeout against Strasburg. And what we got here? Braun. Ooh, it might be weak enough, and it gets through. Is it through enough? It's just enough for the run-scoring single. 5-1. We might let Hernan Perez pitch yet. We'll see. All right, Moustakas with 2 outs. Runner on first. Little dribbler. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-1. So, do we overthink this and leave Freddie in and keep Hader fresh for the next round? Or do we bring Hader in? I don't know. Hate tempting fate. Peralta's been pitching so well. But let's go Hader. Let's make sure that he's warmed up. He's good to go. Hader time. All right, let's see if he actually throws Haterade here. Well, it was scalded, but it's an out. That was scalded, and that's not an out. Thanks for watching, Brian. Happy you had some fun. Prod. All right, Hater. Hang with it, buddy. How many Brewer fans are going to watch the home and be like, oh no, here we go. Okay, now it's getting dicey. Getting a little concerned about our boy Hader here. Walking people, giving up dingers. Might need to give him a short leash. One more hitter here. Good God. I'm not going to wait on this one. Knable's ready. We're bringing Knable in. Didn't have that option last year. 2 outs, 2 on. Knable in to pitch. And that is a soft base hit up the middle. That will probably score a run. Except Kane, an absolute bullet to the plate to cut down the runner. And we go to the top of the ninth, 5-2. Okay. So Knable's up. We might leave him in. Wall's ready. We'll get to that. We'll see how this inning goes. Walk for Grandal. Excellent. Thames. Strikeout, not great. Hernan Perez. Sack fly, huge. Okay, I mean, we only had a couple pitches from Knable before, so I think we're just going to have him take some pitches. Maybe he'll get lucky and work a walk. Maybe. Or not. And it's a base hit. Oh, well, that was unexpected. That would be hilarious if Kane knocked one out here. Nope. In what universe does Kane take a strikeout and Knable gets a base hit with 2 outs? I don't know. All right, so we have Wall ready. Knable with only 3 pitches. Can the Brewers move on? Zimmerman to lead off. And he strikes out this time. Better outcome. Howie Kendrick, 2 strikes. And Knable hits him. Oh boy. You better keep Bobby Wall up here. You never know. Although we have lefties coming up. I don't have any lefties real ready to go here. I can get Pomeranz up, but it's going to take a while for him to get loose. Alright, 1 out, Victor Robles. Struck him out. 2 outs. 1 out away from moving on to the divisional round. Here we go. Gonna leave Knable in for this one. Full count. Walked him. Might be his last batter. Might be bringing Pomeranz and then Wall in after this, because I don't know. I don't like leaving guys in too long. I don't care if they're the closer. Bat, full count. Struck him out to end the game. The Brewers win the wild card game and advance to the division series the way it should have been. And they get to celebrate on the Washington Nationals home field. Sweet. All right. So when you finish a game, it actually writes a game recap for you. Milwaukee Brewers received a strong pitching performance and have advanced to the division series with a 5-2 win. Milwaukee pitcher Brandon Woodruff, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, allowed 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 run. And Nationals players were in stunned silence as the Brewers celebrated. I like revisionist history, so I'm good with that. And the Brewers are off to play the Los Angeles Dodgers. I love this little win probability graph. I have seen some ridiculous ones in the past. Some very strange things happen when this game is let loose to simulate. So here's our result for the day. Yelich only had 1 hit, but it was a big one. Fun. There's fun stuff happening there. And it was a win. So we'll take it. Ooh. And at the bottom, we can see how pitching went. We can see game scores. Woodruff actually outdueled Scherzer, no doubt because of that absolutely huge bomb by... what was that? Is that a Thames double? I think it was a Thames double. Get our player of the game, time, attendance, all sorts of fun stuff. All right. So we're going to go ahead and leave the game. We could save the replay, look at the game log, but I'm just going to leave it. And then we can autoplay until the next day. And then it'll eventually, our next game will be scheduled against the Dodgers. As in today. So we can make roster moves between series. We can play this one, but being that it is well after 8, and I was expecting to be finished by then, we're going to call this a day. But I hope you enjoyed watching a little out-of-the-park baseball, and we'll probably continue this. I'll jump on some of the other games later, but we'll see how far this goes in preparation for the actual baseball season when it should have started. And we'll see. The Brewers could lose, and then that would be that. So thanks for sticking with it. And we'll be bugging out. So we'll continue this by tomorrow night, probably around 7. By that point, I'll be incredibly stir crazy. And I won't have to wait for this thing to load forever. So there are positives. We might be able to get a couple games in. And we'll go from there.